So today I thought I might talk a little bit about eating out, going out to restaurants, because after all, you are probably going to do that a little bit. I really cut that way down when I first started cutting calories. And that was just because I wanted to try to control my diet as much as possible. But uh, eating out is definitely something that I'm starting to do more. And I think the secret to eating out is just understanding there's going to be things on the menu that you should probably avoid. Okay. For example, there's a place up the road that I really like. They've got a chicken uh, fried steak, and that thing is like this big, right? It's huge. It's probably 8 ounces or so. Uh, and that was my go-to meal, before I started dieting. And uh, I would eat the whole thing, like straight up would just eat the whole thing. I'd eat fries too with that. And then there's like a little bread on the side. I'd eat that too. That's probably I don't even know how many calories that is, but it's a ton. So now when we go to that restaurant, I don't order that. They have a grilled chicken that's really, really good. Now, that's going to be the key to eating out. If you do eat out quite a bit, or if you're traveling a lot and you can't just cook every night, that kind of thing, you can't really prep your meals. Uh, it's really about making smarter choices when you go out to eat. So, as much as I would like to eat, chicken strips and pizza and things like that, those are just things that I have tried to cut out completely, just to avoid taking in too many calories. I mean, I can have that if I wanted to. I could eat a pizza or a chicken strips or something like that. The bad thing is I'd be full for probably about an hour, and then I would probably have like 200 calories the rest of the day. So you really have to make smart choices when you go out to eat. So what are some smart choices? So for example, chips and salsa, chips and queso, you're going to need to try to avoid that. If you're like me, you can't just eat like one or two. Usually I'll say, oh, I'll just eat a couple. And then I end up eating half the bowl or maybe the whole bowl. So I don't really have a whole lot of willpower, and typically willpower will break down eventually. But if you just kind of don't order that stuff, or just, wave it off at the Mexican restaurant if you're eating there, that's really probably the best scenario for you, or the best choice for you. Instead of eating pizza, you might order like a grilled chicken salad. Grilled chicken is another good one. For a side, you can get a baked potato, but ask for no butter, or maybe butter on the side so you can control how much butter you put in it. Um, Also, order fresh fruit. Like that's the sides that come with this one grilled chicken meal that I like. I'll usually order uh, like corn and fresh fruit. And so that keeps me away from the French fries and the roll. And then usually it'll come out with a roll, and I'll usually give that roll to my kids, or just not eat it. But it depends. If that day I have very low carbs that day, uh, and I need some carbs, I'll eat like half the muffin. If I have a little room in my fats, I might put a little bit of butter on there, but I'm tracking all of that, right? And that's the second part about eating out that's a little bit more challenging, is that you can bring your scale to the restaurant, but I haven't done that yet. I say yet because that I want to leave it open to doing that. But uh, you know, you do have to be careful about your portion sizes when you go out to eat. And that's why I think another reason why I kind of avoided it at the beginning was that I wasn't very good. I knew I wasn't very good at estimating how big these meals were. And so without the scale, I was kind of flying blind a little bit. And, to a certain degree, I still kind of am. I'm not a very good estimator, although in that one video, I like nailed that steak, like totally, but that like hardly ever happens. But but you do have to kind of be cognizant of those portion sizes, and you're not going to be able to weigh. So uh, in the event that you're not sure, like cut it in half and bring half of it home, and then weigh it when you get home, and then that'll kind of help you estimate, how much you ate there and how much you're going to eat for your next meal there. Um, Food preparation. I think that's another thing about eating out, is that you can't really control how the food is prepared. And so, those those steaks, they taste really good. It's probably because they have them like sitting in butter before they grill them, right? And so when you go to those types of places, you may ask them, like I think the other day I was low on carbs, so I wanted to get some carbs in me, so I ordered some pancakes, but I asked them for no butter, no powdered sugar. And you don't be afraid to order like that. You can say, "Hey, easy, no butter, please," that kind of thing. And usually they'll do that for you. They should respect you, and you are paying for it, so typically they will do that for you. So those are just some tips, on how to handle eating out at restaurants. I don't think you should avoid eating out, but at the same time, I think you should cut it down. And then when you do go eat out, don't freak out and be like, okay, it's time for, cheating all the way. Because if you do something like that, I think the hard thing about, trying to control your caloric intake is that all it takes is like one day of blowing out your calorie goal, and it can set you back like 4 or 5 days. I remember that happened on my birthday. I went to this Mexican restaurant that I really, really like in another city, and I think I ate 2,000 calories in that one meal. And so I was like at 3,000 calories that one meal. That took me like 7 days to get back to where I was before that meal. So it was loaded with fat. It was loaded with salt. Yeah, it could have been a lot of water and stuff like that, but I sure didn't feel well afterwards. And it's not that hard. Like I think I had, two tacos, two cheese enchiladas, and some chips and salsa. I mean, that right there can equal like 2,000 calories. So it's pretty crazy on how fast that stuff stacks up. But anyway, so if you go out to eat, make smart choices, make good substitution, ask for certain preparations like no butter, please, that kind of thing. And I think you'll be just fine. So hopefully your calorie tracking is going well. Hopefully your weighing is going well. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, keep up the great work. I know you can do it, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.